My father advised me to be silent in these 5 situations. Inspired by Albert Einstein's wisdom on life, silence, and inner power. There are lessons in life that books cannot teach. There are truths so profound that only silence can express them. My father, though a man of few words, was a quiet giant, his wisdom carved not in thunder, but in stillness. And among the many teachings he passed on to me, there was one I never forgot. He once looked at me with a seriousness rare in his otherwise calm face and said, "My son, speak when your words are better than silence. But know this, there are 5 moments in life when silence is not just wise, it is power." At the time, I was young. I believed words could solve everything. But as life unfolded, through friendships lost, mistakes made, love broken, and success achieved, I understood. I truly understood what he meant. And today, as I reflect, I realize these same lessons echo deeply with the thoughts of Albert Einstein, the man who taught the world to think deeper, and feel more quietly. So now, I share with you those 5 sacred moments when silence becomes your greatest strength. 1. When you're angry, be silent. My father said, "The fire in your chest will pass, but the ashes of your words may remain in someone else's heart forever." And Einstein once echoed, "A man who is out of patience is a man who is out of reason." When anger knocks, it demands expression. Your ego wants revenge. Your pride wants to roar. But the wise know, anything said in anger is like carving wounds with a sword made of fire. In moments of rage, silence is not weakness. It is self-respect. It is discipline. It is the quiet voice that says, "I will not let this emotion control my character." Because words once spoken can't be undone. But silence? Silence protects both you, and those you love. 2. When you know you're right, but the world is loud, be silent. Have you ever stood in a room where everyone doubted you? Where people mocked your truth because it didn't fit their beliefs? My father taught me, you don't need to argue truth. Truth defends itself. And Einstein reminded us, what is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Sometimes, your silence in the storm of noise is your loudest protest. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them question you. But never dilute your truth just to be accepted. History has proven, many geniuses, thinkers, dreamers, were once misunderstood. Yet they stood firm, not through shouting matches, but by letting results speak louder than reactions. Be still. And in that stillness, let your actions become your voice. 3. When you are being provoked, be silent. The world has people who throw stones just to see if you'll bleed. They want to trigger you. To make you descend to their level. My father said, never wrestle in the mud with someone who enjoys being dirty. You both get stained, but they enjoy it more. Einstein once said, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. When someone provokes you, don't bite the bait. Silence in that moment is your armor. It is the sign that you are too focused to be distracted by chaos. Remember, the lion does not turn around when a dog barks. Be the lion. Ignore the noise. Keep walking. 4. When you don't know the full story, be silent. We live in an age of opinions. Everyone rushes to comment, to judge, to share their view, even when they don't know half the truth. But my father warned me. The loudest opinion is often the least informed. Einstein valued knowledge deeply. But even more than that, he respected humility. He said, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. So pause before you react. Observe before you speak. Silence in moments of uncertainty shows maturity. It reveals a mind that seeks understanding, not domination. Before you form a sentence, ask yourself, do I know enough to speak? Or is this a moment to listen? Silence here isn't emptiness. It's wisdom waiting for clarity. 5. When your presence is enough, be silent. This was the one that changed me most. My father said, sometimes, the most powerful thing you can offer someone is your undivided presence in silence. When someone is grieving, hurting, or doubting, don't always try to fix it with words. Sometimes, they just need you there. Your eyes. Your stillness. Your quiet empathy. Einstein said, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. And understanding begins with silence. We often underestimate the power of just being there. A silent hug. A quiet room shared. A calm hand held during stormy emotions. These say more than speeches ever could. In closing, silence is not the absence of words, but the presence of wisdom. There is a kind of strength that doesn't need to shout. There is a kind of intelligence that listens more than it speaks. There is a kind of soul that finds peace in stillness. Einstein changed the world with equations, but also with silence. He spent hours in quiet thought, wandering the edges of the universe in his mind. And my father? He never had a degree. But his quiet wisdom taught me everything I needed to know about life, love, and dignity. So the next time the world pulls you into noise, pause. Close your eyes. And ask, is this a moment for my voice? Or a moment for my silence? Because in the spaces where we hold our tongue, we often find our true voice. And that is the kind of power no one can take from you. 5 final reminders from Einstein and my father. 1. Be silent when angry. Words are weapons when your heart is on fire. 2. Be silent when right. The truth does not need to scream. 3. Be silent when provoked. Dignity is louder than revenge. 4. Be silent when unsure. Listening creates understanding. 5. Be silent when presence is enough. The heart speaks where words fail. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Albert Einstein. Only a silence lived in wisdom becomes a life that inspires. My father. Choose your moments to speak. But treasure the moments to be silent. Because sometimes, in silence, you become unforgettable. If this video brought value to your day, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Your support truly means the world to us.